Hi everyone, welcome back to Wilde Reads. My name is Dave. Welcome back to another Ginwag. You may hear the ice clinking in my glass. That's because I've got a gin. It's just basic Gordon's gin today, nothing fancy. This is Ginwag number, I think it's number, I always get this wrong and I'll never look this up before I come on and do a Ginwag. I think it's number 9. So the next one, we're going to be in double figures for a Ginwag. Thank you, first of all, to everyone that commented on yesterday's anniversary. It was my 1 year booktube anniversary. So thank you to everyone that commented on social media and to everyone that left lovely comments on last night's video. If you haven't watched last night's video, I'll leave it in the description box down below. And if you've got a spare few minutes and you're not doing anything else, then please go and check that out as well. So tonight's Ginwag, I've got a few things to talk about. I mainly wanted to use it as a time to reflect on the first year and some of the highlights and some of the lowlights, and to share with you some stats. Now, a few people have asked about statistics and the stats behind a channel. Now, I don't profess to understand much about this. The Google algorithm is a mystery to all but a few select people at the very top of that extremely large organisation. But what they do share with us as channel creators is some statistical information. So the interesting bit is subscribers and where you guys are from. Now, when I was at about 500 subscribers, I made a video called "Where Are You Lovely Guys From?" and in that I listed, because I found it fascinating, and I still find it fascinating to find out where all these subscribers come from. And I've been extremely lucky in the first year. I've got nearly 2,300 of you, which I'm very, very grateful for, and it's very humbling. But it is fascinating to find out where you lot are from. So, and it's a bit surprising as well. So, if I go on to, I've called up the what they call the Creator Studio. The Creator Studio is where all this statistical information lives. And if I go to subscribers and then click on geography, I can see where people are subscribed from. Now, the biggest country in terms of subscribers by quite some distance is the United States. Hello to everyone in America. There's 869 of you. Next is the United Kingdom. There's 553 of you in good old England, the United Kingdom. So that would include Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. The third on the list is Canada. There's 153 of you guys over there in Canada. Hello, Vanessa, my most vocal Canadian subscriber. Next on the list is Australia with 90, Germany with 61, Spain with 37, India with 34, the Netherlands with 29, France 23, Ireland 22, Norway 20, Poland 20, Brazil 20, the Philippines 16, Sweden 16, Denmark 15. I feel like I'm announcing the results in the Eurovision Song Contest. Where do we get to? Russia, 15 of you guys in Russia, 14 in New Zealand, 12 in Italy, 12 in Portugal, 11 in Egypt. 11 of you guys in Egypt, 11 in Finland, 11 in Mexico, 9 in Austria. Where else have we got? Let's see if we can get some exotic locations on this. 9. So there's quite a few 9s. Belgium, Romania, and Turkey are all on 9. Then come up the 8s: United Arab Emirates, Japan, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, and then the 7s. So we've got. It's only Pakistan. 7 people in Pakistan. Amazing. Then we've got quite a few 6s. Hungary, Serbia, Thailand and Hong Kong. Then we've got a few 5s. Singapore, Vietnam, South Africa and Argentina. Then we've got a few 4s. Switzerland, Cyprus, Greece and Indonesia. And Israel. Hello to everyone in Israel. Then we've got Morocco, Chile, Algeria and Estonia on 3. I'm going to get some really exotic locations in a moment, aren't I? I've got one subscriber in Guernsey. There's a few threes here: Kuwait, Malta, Slovenia, and Taiwan. Then in the twos, so I've got 2 subscribers in the following places: Bahrain, Brunei, Belarus, Colombia, Iraq. Oh, there used to be only one of you in Iraq, so my audience has doubled now in Iraq. Hooray! Kenya, Latvia, and Moldova, Peru, Qatar, and Uruguay, all on 2. And there is about 7 or 8 pages, wow, of people on 1, including the Dominican Republic, Fiji, Ghana. It is quite incredible, isn't it? How global BookTube is. It's amazing. Gambia, Guatemala. I have a subscriber in Guatemala. Jordan, South Korea, Lebanon, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Madagascar. I've got a subscriber in Madagascar, that little island off the east coast of Africa. Bloody amazing. Macedonia, Nigeria. Oh, come on, Nigeria. Nigeria can do better than this. I've only got 1. Puerto Rico, Oman, Slovakia, San Marino, Somalia, Suriname, Tunisia, Ukraine. The list goes on. 1 in Zimbabwe. I need more African subscribers. So it's incredible, isn't it? And some of the other stats, we've got demographics in terms of ages. So my biggest age range here is, not unsurprisingly, 35 to 44 on 25%. Oh no, sorry, my biggest age bracket here is 25 to 34 years, 36%. Then 35 to 44, then 45 to 50, 45 to 54, and then 55 to 64. Gender. Now this amazed me. This really did amaze me. So in terms of gender, and I don't know really how YouTube know this, but it must be on the questions that you fill out when you open up a Google account. But the split between male and female viewers is quite incredible. So it's 89% female of my subscribers and only 11% male, which, when you think about it, probably represents the fact that a vast amount of more women read books than men. So 89% female, incredible. I can even look at devices, so what people use to watch my content on, and by far, no surprise, I thought it would all be phone or tablet or something like that, but 36% is on a computer, 29% on a phone, 24% on a tablet, 8.5% on a TV, and 1.3% on a games console. So Xbox or PlayStation, I would imagine. I can even see operating system. This is amazing. I don't come in this creator studio very often. So by far the biggest operating system is iOS. So an Apple device on either a tablet or a mobile phone. Windows 25%, Android 22%, 11% Macintosh. I've even got 0.1% of people that view me on a BlackBerry. 0.3% on a Nintendo 3DS. Who's watching me on a Nintendo 3DS? That's incredible. Okay, and there's all kinds of information. I'll have to go through this at some point as well, but it is quite fascinating. It really is. So I also got asked the other day. Someone said, right, so how do you get through the first year? And the answer is, the basic answer is, you just keep doing it. So some of the highlights from the first year were things that stick in my mind. So the first shout out that I got from a bigger booktuber was Russell over at Ink and Paper blog. I remember it because I looked at my subscriber count, and I'll get onto the subscriber count in a moment and the way you can get wrapped up in it, and the dangers of that becoming to you more important than the content. But I remember looking at my subscriber count, it was about August, and we were away up in Yorkshire, and I looked and there'd been like a big spike in the number of subscribers, and I was a brand new channel, and I thought, what's caused this? And I went onto my feed, and Russell had made a video about small booktubers to follow, and he mentioned me, and it really did spike, and I gained a lot of new subscribers. And I remember thinking at the time, this is such a nice thing for bigger booktubers to do, to encourage and to help develop small channels. So thank you very much. If you're watching, Russell, I will never forget that, so thank you. Another highlight was when Simon from Savage Reads mentioned me at Christmas, and I think I gained, and it's never bettered this, I gained 63 subscribers in a day. Because of Simon's shout out around Christmas time last year, and that really helped to push me over the 1,000. So I got to 1,000 in about 5 months, and I got to, I can't remember how long it took to get to 100 or to get to 200 or to get to 500, but yeah, to get to 500, to get to 1,000 was about 5 months. To get to 2,000 was about 10 months. I imagine to some people might seem pretty quick, and I know Wilde Reads has grown quite fast. I mean, I'm absolutely delighted. As I mentioned before, when I started, and I remember the first week I started, because I thought no one was going to watch, and I remember the first, I'd ordered a tripod, the same tripod I use today. It's a very low-tech setup as well. Someone's asked me about setup the other day as well, and it's just basically, it's a tripod with an iPhone 10 camera fixed to it, and my lighting is an IKEA floor lamp with a daylight bulb in it, because the temperature of light makes a hell of a difference to filming. So that's it. That is my tech setup, and I do editing on a Mac, and I just use iMovie. So yeah, so back to when I first started, I ordered the tripod. The tripod arrived the week before I started, because I've been saying for a long time, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do a YouTube channel, and I was getting closer and closer and closer. And I remember the day I recorded my first video, which was Monday, the 31st of July 2017. And at work all day, I was so nervous. I sort of had, I knew what video I was going to make. I was going to do the BookTube newbie tag. But I think when you watch that video back now, you can see how nervous I was, and I'm not really myself in that video. I don't suppose many people are in their first couple of videos. After a couple of weeks or so, it was fine. I just sort of settled into it. But it is a very weird experience when you first start out. It's a very strange experience, just sitting here, essentially talking to yourself. And in the beginning, you are basically talking to just a few people. And then, so I made that video, that went out about 8:30 that night. I put it on Twitter, and a few people started watching it, and a couple of people commented, and I just felt elated that I'd finally done it and got it going. And woke up in the morning and people had viewed it in the States. It was just from that moment on, I loved it, and I loved it, and I loved it. And it was just really, it's just been so good. And I've loved doing it ever since, and hopefully I'll continue to love doing it. So the high points were the shout outs. There's been a couple of book launches that I've been to this year. Helen Cullen, The Lost Letters of William Wolfe book launch I went to recently. Ruth Hogan's book launch for The Wisdom of Sally Redshoes was absolutely fantastic. Ruth is one of my favourite authors, and it was just lovely to get, I was so honoured to get an invite. So that was really good. And I met Joe Heap as well, who's got a book coming out next week that's on my TBR for this month. No, Joe's book's coming out in August, but I'm reading it in August as well. Lowlights, there's not been that many lowlights. I remember this was a particular lowlight, and every sort of booktuber around my size or who hasn't been doing it that long would have probably felt the same way. When someone first unsubscribed, it doesn't necessarily send you into a panic, but you think, oh, what have I done wrong? Have I said something? I mean, over the course of time, you just come to accept that that's a natural part of being on BookTube. Some people go, some people come and stick around, some people come and see some content, it's not necessarily for them, so they just unsubscribe. I've unsubscribed from people, but it's not till you're a creator and you make your own content that you realise that I mean, to some people, you know, it probably doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter so much to me now because I'm a little bit more experienced, and I can't really be classed as a newbie anymore, I suppose, although you never stop learning. But I suppose I'm strictly not a newbie now, a newcomer to BookTube. And then the first time you got a dislike, oh my God, the first time you got a dislike and the first time, they're sort of lowlights for me, but that's as bad as it's got, really. I will say something about subscribers though, to anyone, any new booktubers or any experienced booktubers, is that it is important not to get wrapped up in the numbers thing. Now, we're on social media. Social media is geared around numbers. It's deliberately made that way so that you've got a constant need to increase your numbers. And yeah, if you didn't increase your numbers on YouTube or any social media platform, then you probably would get a bit dispirited with it. I'm more than happy with the subscribers I've got now. If they stayed the same, pretty much, if they stayed the same now, if I went through the next year without it growing, I think I'd be okay, because I've got you guys. Hopefully you'll stick around and you'll continue to watch the videos. So if anyone's watching and thinking of doing it, or if anyone's been doing it a little while and their channel's not growing as much as they do, just value the interaction that you get already. And value the connections that you make and the conversations that you have with people, rather than get wrapped up in a subscriber's sort of mindset, because that is a danger, and it's a dangerous path to walk down, because then it stops becoming about the content. And the only reason I did this in the beginning was to talk to people about books, and that's what I'll continue to do, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm just here to talk about books with you guys, even though I haven't mentioned a single one in this video, and it's already 20 minutes long. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I wanted to say, really, about it. But it has been an absolute ball, and I've loved every single second of it. So I'm gonna let you go now, because I'm sure you've got better things to do than to listen to me prattle on about things. If there's anything you want me to talk about in the next Ginwag, then please let me know, and I'll put it on my little list. And we'll have a Ginwag probably at the start of September. Yeah, probably at the start of September. I will be back. We're going to Brighton at the weekend because it's Brighton Pride, and I've never been to a Pride event before, so we're going down there for Brighton Pride, which I'm really looking forward to. It should be absolutely brilliant. I'm told to expect noise and carnival atmosphere and colour, and I'm really looking forward to it. We're not going down there to see Britney Spears because we haven't got tickets for that, but I'm seeing the parade, and we're staying on a lovely boat in the marina as well. So that should be great. I'll be back on Sunday with my wrap-up, my July wrap-up, as we're now in, oh, can you believe it's August already? August! Where is this year going? So that's it. Whatever you're doing this week, enjoy your books, and I will see you back here on Sunday for another BookTube video. Well, we will. It'll be the wrap-up. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.